Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Sunday morning. It's raining hard here in Northern England, so I'm going to stay under the trees. So today I want to talk about Kiely Rodni's phone. I did a live yesterday and it was just a discussion. I'd not been live for a while on the Kiely Rodni case, so I thought, let's have a chat, let's see what people are thinking. It's a weird place in the case. We're expecting an update from law enforcement this coming week, according to a report by News Nation. So I've been through the press conferences that law enforcement did when Kiely was missing, simply because I wanted to remind myself about what law enforcement had actually said, because we've got so much rumours, speculations, theories. Things can get lost. I learnt this in the Summer Wells case, going back to the beginning in the Summer Wells case and watching all the pressers and the early interviews really helped me put my thoughts in order in the Summer Wells case. But that case is 15 months old now. This is only 5-6 weeks, so a lot has happened in those 5-6 weeks. More is going to happen because we're going to get an update from law enforcement, hopefully. Could be tomorrow, but sometime this week. So hopefully News Nation now is right, and we are. No idea what that's going to look like. Is it going to be the cause of death? Is it going to be dismissing some of the rumours? Is it going to be something else that we just don't know about? We're going to have to wait and see on that one. So as I said in my video yesterday and my live yesterday, if this is a live press conference, I will stream it live and then we can have a discussion about it afterwards. But if it's just a written update, depends on what it says. I may or may not go live once that's released, depending on what it says. If it's just some kind of short thing, then I won't bother. Okay, so yeah, we got talking about Kiely Rodni's phone. And this is what Captain Sam Brown from Nevada County Sheriff's Office said about Kiely Rodni's phone.
Divers have been deployed at this point as well to assist in the search, and it's been pretty thorough overall. But yeah, we continue to look for that item as well. Just because it was last pinged there, that doesn't mean that that's where the phone stopped being. There's lots of reasons of why those notifications or data points could be lost.
The last phone ping was 12:33, so that's hardwired into the timeline. That comes directly from law enforcement. But Captain Sam Brown said that there's various reasons why a phone can stop pinging. So that got me thinking, why did that phone stop pinging? Now, something I thought about afterwards that I didn't mention in the live was that wasn't there a report from Kiely's mother that the family have got the Live 360 app, and that stopped transmitting shortly after 12, that Kiely's location was lost shortly after 12. That's just something I've heard. I can't see the interview. I don't know where the interview is where she said that, or the news report where she said that. But if anybody can locate it for me, can you let me know in the comments? Please, please, please. Because I want to see exactly what was said. Or did she not say that at all, and is it a rumour? I want to find out. So I don't have the Live 360 app. I don't know anything about it, but apparently it tracks the phones that it's got kind of connected to it. So it'll be doing that through GPS. And I guess it's going to be similar to Find My iPhone. Kiely's got an iPhone, so if she had Find My iPhone turned on her phone and her iPad, come on, this way, we're going in the secret woods. Tilly, come on, we're going in the secret woods. This is terribly overgrown, but hey, we're doing it anyway. I have got boots on, so let's give it a shot. For those of you new to the channel, the secret woods, it was sold off. This is the demarcation line here. So here, you see the wire there. Beyond this line, so I step here. I'm in a nature reserve. open to everyone. If I go in here, then the ownership of this piece of land, this is a couple of acres, becomes dubious because it was for sale. The local authority was selling it off so that somebody could put houses on it. And it's been fenced off for years, since, I'm going to say 2019, well before COVID. It could have even been 2018, and nothing's happened. It went up for auction, don't know who bought it or whether anybody bought it, but nothing's happened. But nobody comes here because they think that that line, that demarcation line, is going to somehow like zap them into outer space. So nobody ever comes here in the secret woods, and nobody's ever told me not to come in here, so I'm coming in it. It's great. It's great for talking and thinking. So if it's true that Kiely's Live 360 app went offline just after 12, I don't know what that means. Does it mean phone location services were lost? And it makes that 12:33 a.m. phone ping all the more important, because what was that phone ping? Now, some people have said that it could have been Kiely's laptop, because Kiely's laptop was there. The diver Check It TV found it at the bottom of Prosser Reservoir. Was that transmitting signals? Well, unless that had a SIM card in it or a dongle in it that gave it data, that gave it connection with a cell tower. This is still too overgrown. Those weeds there are well over 7 foot. They're not, but that's very spiky. I want to go in there. Not been in there since last winter. Get in there when all this dies. I'm not going to try. It wouldn't transmit signals because it wouldn't be connected to a cell tower. And it would only be usable if it had either a dongle or a SIM card in it, or it could connect to Wi-Fi. So I don't know why Kiely had a MacBook in her car. Had she been using it earlier on in the day? We know that she was with Kate earlier on in the day, Kiely's friend, and they made creme brulee. Was she using her laptop then? Does she keep her laptop in her car? That's a little bit dangerous. MacBooks, even the, older MacBooks are still quite valuable, so I don't know. But in any case, she did have her laptop with her. It was a MacBook. So that would have no pingability, right? Unless it was connected to another device, or it could connect to Wi-Fi. Now, if she was, let's say, at Kate's making creme brulee, she would probably connect to Kate's Wi-Fi if she wanted to use her laptop. Or she could hotspot off her phone. Point is, it's unlikely that it was the laptop that was detected. Law enforcement definitely said this was a phone ping. So it was her phone. And the last ping was at 12:33. But there's various reasons why that phone could still be on, could still be working, but loses connection. Did it lose connection with all cell towers? Middle of nowhere. How good was the cell service? The cell service might not have been good. That might be why the connection was lost to the Live 360 app, if that indeed was true. So how phone pings work? I was under the impression that phone pings work like this. So every so often, the phone and the nearest cell towers are making a connection. And if the phone can connect to at least 2 cell towers, then it can find your location. This is what I've understood. And the more cell towers it can connect to, so if it can connect to 3 cell towers, it can give you quite an accurate location. Now, I did a little experiment before I turned my camera on. and I tracked myself walking around these woods for a few minutes. So I'm playing that footage now. And I was watching the screen, watching myself walking through the woods. And it was very accurate. Now, these woods are very close to a village. There is a cell tower on top of the church, which, as the crow flies, really isn't very far away from here. I don't know where the other cell towers are, but it was pretty accurate. It went a bit zigzaggy at one point. I was like walking in a... I'm stuck again. I was walking in a straight line and it went a bit zigzaggy. So it's... but it was pretty accurate, right? And when I zoom in, you can see the light blue ring around the dark blue ring. So the dark blue ring was my phone, and then the light blue ring is where it was predicting that I was. It's very, very slippery. Trying to get to the contemplation log here. Stuck again. We're going to sit on the contemplation log and have a chat. Oh, it's wet. Hello. Yeah, we're going to sit here for a minute. So it can track me through these woods because the cell tower's nearby, and it can be pretty accurate. When I did an experiment for my channel members using Find My iPhone, then it kept moving. I wasn't moving, right? But the app kept moving my phone. It kept moving my MacBook. Both were stationary the whole time of the experiment. And then when I turned another iPhone on, it connected to that. And they were kind of like just moving around. If you're a channel member, you'll be able to see that experiment that I did. So why was it jumping around when I was stationary? And it's because it's predicting where you are. It's predicting where you're next going to be. So if you're stationary, it's going to like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I'm not an expert at this. But Nerdy Addict on his YouTube channel, it'd be yesterday, I think, or the day before, but I haven't watched it all yet. I watched it last night after my live, and I've only watched about the first hour. And Nerdy Addict had an expert on who knows all about phones and phone pings, a guy called Peter West. So he was saying that the older phones do the triangulation that I've just described, that if it can find two cell towers, it can find your location, and it essentially pings, right? Pings with the cell tower. So law enforcement can request the cell tower data and they can get that information. But modern smartphones like mine, my iPhone 12, are much more sophisticated than that. A Nerdy Addict played a little clip from, I don't know, somewhere else. I'll leave a link to Nerdy Addict's live in the description box. So the first hour that I've watched, or even less than an hour, maybe it's only about 45 minutes, I'm going to watch the rest today. And that modern smartphones are more sophisticated, the name of which now escapes me, but it's able to find a very specific location. It can pin you down, right? As long as you have connection with cell towers, it can pin you down to a very, very exact location. And that's why the Find My iPhone app can work. It's why location services on Google Maps can work, because it's doing this very specific kind of set of calculations. But he also said that the technology that the phone has, right, is different than what the cell tower kind of will give law enforcement. You can't hide from that. You know, you could turn your location services off. You can turn everything off except the phone itself, and it's still going to connect to cell towers if it's within range. And that data is available, right, on request. So I don't know whether that would be Apple or whether it would be the cell phone company. Go and watch it. Go and watch it. He's on right at the beginning. And I might be misunderstanding a bunch of this. I'm going to have to learn a lot more about this kind of technology, because it's obviously become very important for this case. I learn as I go along, right? That's why we're sitting on the contemplation log. We're contemplating. Hello, Cassie. Cassie's contemplating also. Tilly's also contemplating. The ping at 12:33, as Captain Sam Brown said, there might be reasons why the phone stopped pinging, other than it being turned off or destroyed, if connection with all cell towers ceased. So, in a rural location. Now, I have seen people live streaming from the party area and Prosser campground and the area generally, and they were struggling. They were struggling to stay live. They were struggling with service. So that leads me to believe that the service isn't great. So it could well be that Kiely's phone was alive and well, and Kiely was alive and well after 12:33. It just lost connection. And maybe it kept losing connection, and that's why the Live 360 app went off. I don't know. So next thing that I mentioned on my live was the 12:36 call that Sammy says Kiely made. And we've all been thinking and we've all been saying that Sammy's either lying or she's mistaken. It's not possible for that phone to have pinged at 12:33 but then not ping again, but yet she rang Sammy at 12:36. Well, there's lots of possible explanations for this. Sammy might be wrong about the time. Kiely might have used someone else's phone. So let's say Kiely's phone got broken or died for whatever reason and she couldn't get it turned back on, or she didn't have cell service and why it didn't ping, and she used someone else's phone who did have cell service, because we do know that from what Sleuthy Goosey has found out, if this is true, Elsa, who's Sammy's friend, saw Kiely and offered her a lift home after Sammy had left. So she was actually potentially the last person to speak to Kiely, not Sammy. There might have been other persons that spoke to Kiely as well. We don't know. So she could have used Elsa's phone. She could have used just a random person who we've not heard of yet's phone. Or she could have used Wi-Fi. And this was something that I've been contemplating. And I've been thinking, where would she get Wi-Fi from? Let's say her phone couldn't get a signal and it lost connection with all cell towers. She could still make a call via Wi-Fi if she could get a Wi-Fi connection. So how might she get a Wi-Fi connection? Well, she might hotspot off someone else's phone. So hers won't work. So she hotspots off someone else's phone. So it comes from Kiely's phone, and Sammy thinks that she's calling from her own phone, but she's hotspotting off someone else. Because you hotspot off someone else, it's using that person's data. But your phone, it's kind of acting as a Wi-Fi router for your phone. Like you can do that with your laptop, you can do that with, whatever other devices will connect. Or she could have had, and somebody made this brilliant comment, that she could have had Wi-Fi in her car. So she's lost cell service, but she's still able to make a call because she can connect to Wi-Fi in her car. So the next question would be, would she have Wi-Fi in her car? And most people in the chat said no, a 2013 Honda CR-V would not have Wi-Fi connectability. However, I did a bit of research on this, and you can add it as an extra in all Honda CR-Vs. You can add this whole singing, all dancing thing to your car, have it fitted, so you've got Wi-Fi connectability. So did she have that service? Did she have GPS tracking on her car? Because presumably if she had this additional, she also has the equivalent of OnStar or Starlink, which is Honda Link. So if she had Honda Link, her car was trackable. But we don't know, because she might not have that service. And if she didn't have that service, then that's irrelevant, but it's just a thought because I'm contemplating on the contemplation log. So what are we to make of it all? What are we to make of it, Tilly? What do you make of it? What do you think? All right, okay. So you think it's possible? Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I think it's possible. What do you think, Cassie? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's possible? Cassie doesn't care. Right, let's go walking. Come on. All right, you've been waiting patiently. Good girl. We'll walk back through the woods. So what do you make of all this, guys? You know, did Kylie's phone go offline at 12:33 because it died? It just died because it went in the lake. And there's nothing more to this story than a tragic accident. Are there other just as likely explanations to all of this? She lost cell service because she was in a rural area. And she may or may not have called Sammy. If Kiely was alive and well on the Saturday morning, and that really was Kylie's car that roadside assistance guy saw, this girl, said her phone was dead. Well, why was her phone dead? Because didn't she have a charger in her car? Or was that girl just saying that as a complete coincidence? Just completely coincidence. That wasn't Kiely. That was not Kylie's car. Maybe that's what law enforcement is going to tell us tomorrow or this week sometime. Maybe law enforcement are going to address Adventures with Purpose, because there's been so much talk on social media about Adventures with Purpose. You know, it's what Adventures with Purpose said that's changed me from 90% accident and 10% foul play to it's more likely to be foul play. You know, some days I'm 90-10. 90 foul play, accident 10. Sometimes I'm a little bit more measured. An accident kind of goes up to maybe 40 and I'm 40-60. But I think law enforcement should, if they can, dispel this. If this was not Kylie's car or Kiely, then just say so, because it's not relevant to the investigation whatsoever. It's not relevant. So they can tell us that it's not, and just lay that to rest. Just lay that to rest. They don't need to tell us anything else. Oh, this tree just wet me through. Maybe that's what they're going to tell us. Who knows? We're going to have to wait and see. I'm waiting very impatiently because I'm an impatient person. I want to know everything yesterday. You know, but yeah. Let me know what you think. Oh, I've just been hit in the face by that tree. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I've been Michelle. Hope you're well. See you in the next video. Goodbye from Miss Tillington and Miss Cassie Springer, who are nowhere to be seen. Oh, Cassie's over there. Tilly's over there as well. Right, I'm stuck. I'm stuck on this tree. I'm not as agile as these guys. I'm kind of stuck. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm going up there. There's a path just up there. That's where I'm headed. All right, guys, let me concentrate. Let me go to get to the path. Bye, guys.